Welcome back to Cigar Sundays. Today, I'm joined by my very good friend, Mr. Jack Plant.
The Plant.
Plant, where are we right now?
So, I started a OnlyFans agency over a year ago with 2 people. Going good, going okay. Started from literally a broke uni student, just fucking working normal jobs, all that bullshit. Doing the normal type of stuff like bar work and all that. Slavery basically. Being bossed around by fucking monsters. And yeah, man, I just like always had that desire to change. I was in my uni comm, you know how shit that is.
I actually don't. I never went to uni.
Yeah?
Never
You
went
never
to
saw
uni.
pictures?
Oh, yeah, I have a fucking good idea. Yeah, I've seen, like, people tell me their horror stories, like...
Horror stories, bro.
Horror stories, man.
Yeah, it's bad. And essentially, like, I was working on, like, a podcast and dropshipping, all that shit in my bedroom, just trying to get any type of, like, way to get out of this shit. So I was going to uni, bro. It's just rough, man, honestly. So rough. The people there, the mindsets there, the energy there, it's just so fucked up. You would love it, bro. You should try it. You should try, bro. You'd love that shit.
My people, finally. Nah, fuck that. I fuck it. Yeah, I've had like so many friends. Obviously, a lot of people go to uni because it's just like the NPC life path you're sent down. Like as a young man, like yeah, bro, go to college, and if you don't know what you're doing by then, go to uni, and like and you just end up in debt, and you get like a drug habit and shit. Have you ever had like a drug problem?
Nah, bro.
Okay, well, you're lucky because, like, I guarantee you went to uni, yeah? So, like, how often were you exposed to hard drugs? Like, either someone using it or, like...
That's the thing, bro. Like, I really, like, restricted myself. I was just isolated. You know when you're locked in, bro? That was me in uni. Like, I was exposed to this shit, but I just didn't want to be a part of it, so I just chose to literally lock in.
Right, okay.
That was me. That was my fault.
So you can fucking avoid that shit.
Yeah.
So you're not much of a partier, are you, as well? Like, why is that?
For context, bro, you've seen me on the dance floor. I'm so stiff, bro.
Stiff motherfucker, bro. Fucking Club Penguin dance.
Stiff as fuck, bro. But yeah, like, I don't know, man. Like, I've never had that, like, desire for it.
How do you feel when, like, you are in, like, an environment like that and you see people... like, just off their heads, like, dancing like lunatics and shit, like...
Devalued. I feel like I'm devalued, like, debasing myself.
Really?
Yeah.
I can get that sometimes too. I can really get that sometimes too. Like, the thing is, I had a mindset shift recently. I used to think that everyone who was out partying are, like, degenerates. And, like, to be fair, like, objectively, like, most of them probably are. Like, most of them are probably, like, you know, like, looking for the weekend and shit, like... Yeah. But then I realized, like, even, like, the most successful people, they like to party sometimes, they like to dance. They party a little different. They don't do, like, this fucking peasantry shit in, like, you know, some dirty-ass club and shit. But they like to party, bro. Everyone likes to party a little bit. Everyone likes to sort of unwind like that. So now I decided, like, I'm just going to stop seeing people in these environments as, like, a bunch of degenerates. Because I found myself, like, being quite judgmental when I was out there. And it's like, well, it's just kind of diminishing my experience. Like, even if these people are like a bunch of fucking retards, it's like low vibrational, isn't it? Like looking at people and just thinking like, oh, you fucking bunch of peasants, bro. Like, oh, look at these fucking losers, man. It's like you kind of like the guy in the corner of the room holding the drink up to your fucking chin, like, ooh. It's like I don't know. And I found myself trying to, like, starting to get that sort of elitist mindset where it's like, oh, look at these guys, they're just living for the weekend. Ooh.
That's dangerous, man. Like,
when
you can, like,
you gotta
start
catch yourself like that.
people like that, bro, it's really dangerous.
Yeah, you gotta catch yourself, man. But okay, so you're interesting, Plant, because
an interesting plant.
Yeah, you're an interesting plant because you do OnlyFans management, and 99% of the guys I meet who do OnlyFans management are the biggest dickheads in the world.
Me too, bro. Me too, bro. Don't worry. Everyone I've met is dickheads.
They are just fucking cocks.
Yeah.
You aren't. You actually aren't. And I know, like, obviously I'm a self-improvement channel, and like I'm also like very anti-porn, anti-haram. Your business model is haram. Even you acknowledge that. Yeah,
but I'm the same thing as you. I'm anti all of it, but I'm like, I'm in that like parallel of like, okay, either I started that and I got to where I am now, and then I can actually use that as a vehicle to help people. Not in that sense, but I mean, like, I can just use that to make money, make that money into something else and actually do what I really want to do. Or I could just stay, do what I was doing in the UK and just be broke and not actually have any like leeway to do anything for anyone. That was my thought process.
Because most of the guys that I speak to who do OnlyFans have got this like really like egotistical mindset, like, yeah, women, like, yeah, you gotta fuck your models, and then like fucking they're tied to you then, and then you gotta do this and this. And it's like I see absolutely zero of that with you, and I actually, because we're like very good friends, I get like a really good insight into how you treat people, your team. Like sometimes like I just come in and you're on like the phone and like some like personal stuff's happened with one of your models, and you're like there for them, like, okay, you know what, take all the time you need. I'm gonna tell the rest of the team to like, you know, just give you some space and all this stuff, like, and then obviously I believe that you probably use the majority of your money for like good as well. It's like karmic cycle, like you make the money in like, you know, a bit of a low vibrational way, but then you're using it for good. You're trying to like sort of balance it out, and I don't think this is something that you want to do like forever as well. No,
bro, I'm very intentional of what I'm doing. Like, I understand as well the element that in some way I am stacking karmic debt just because of what I am doing. Like, I'm aware of that, and I'm not trying to like make up the bad with the good, but I'm just being me. Like, this business has given me opportunities to literally change people's life. I'm not talking about the models, that has as well. I've had models earning like 1k a month, took them to 20k, and like there's literally struggling to like even think about traveling in the UK. You know, like Devon and all that shit, like them holidays.
Oh, bro, so I've fucking been there, like looking at train tickets, and you've got this like mad scarcity, like, bro, I can't even fucking afford to go across my own country. Like, what the fuck is this, man? Crazy.
And they're just all like limiting beliefs are living in that cage. And then for me to be able to do something, like provide them value in a way that they can be like, oh, I can actually go and live fucking Thailand if I want to. One of my models, bro, was with a really bad agency earning like 1k a month. That was just not even in the reality, bro, like traveling and shit. We got her on board, scaled her to 20k, she started saving, and now she's actually got plans to go and like move to Thailand and shit in like 3 years.
Yeah.
Like, being able to do that for people and my team as well is insane, because for me, like, it kind of showed me who I really was when I started making money. Because the first month I made money, I was like, who can I give to? Like, give to my family, give to my team. I built someone an office in my team as well. Just having the ability to do that, like, is amazing, man. And yeah, I'm so grateful I get to do that.
So it is weird. It's a weird position for me to be in, because again, most of the guys, I'm quite non-judgmental. Obviously, I speak with a lot of conviction in my YouTube videos and stuff, because like that it's just required of me for people to take me seriously. But when I meet people, it's like, well, I understand nuance. I understand that it's never black or white. It's never like I'm smoking a cigar right now. This is like objectively probably an unhealthy thing to do. And I get so much shit for that, but it's like, well, guys, there's nuance. It's like, sometimes it's nice to smoke a cigar and have a really nice, productive conversation, you know. But you don't get much nuance with YouTube. That's the issue. Everyone's very like black and white. Everyone speaks with far too much conviction.
It's left or right mentality.
Yeah, black or white, binary, 1 or 0, you know. But there's always so much more nuance. And yeah, to be fair, like the general rule applies. Yeah, generally speaking, smoking cigars is bad. Generally speaking, the OnlyFans manager guys I meet are all fucking dickheads.
Yeah, bro,
but there are exceptions to the fucking rule. There really are. And I do believe you are an exception to the rule from what I've seen. I've not seen really any negative traits from you. You're not one of these like super hedonistic guys. You're not like chasing like the fucking, you know, hedonistic money, hedonistic desires. Fuck, oh, what a yacht full of fucking hoes and shit. Like, you've got one girl, you're loyal to her. Like, yeah, cool, man. You know, I fuck with that, bro.
That's the thing, bro. Like, I don't even have like a level of desire for any of that as well. I've had time to like think about, like reflect and think, like, what do I actually want my life to look like? And it's a concept called like the symphony of success, which is like determining what is success to you, what is your life, how can you design it in the way that you want. None of the materialistic shit even like enters my mind. It's not even there, like, at all.
Yeah, for me, I like a nice watch, and I like dressing smart.
Yeah.
But dressing smart doesn't mean like you have to spend a bunch of money. Like, a lot of guys, they just AFK, like it's just lazy, honestly. Like, just buy like the most expensive shit. And it's like, yeah, it's a status symbol, but it's like, you don't have to actually stand out that way by just spending a fuck ton of money. A nice Rolex. I like Rolex genuinely though, not because it's just like expensive and shit, but yeah, a nice Rolex. I like a watch. they're classy, you know, and they're also an investment because they usually go up in value.
Yeah.
Like you could buy a Rolex
appreciate.
and like in a few years' time you'll actually like earn money for owning a
Yeah.
Rolex. You know, I don't buy a Rolex because owning a Rolex in Thailand is completely useless because like everyone just assumes it's fake, and that's a good thing because yes, you might not get robbed, but you don't really get robbed in Thailand anyway.
Nah, bro.
But then you don't, like, people just assume that you buy fake shit then. And it's kind of cringe, you know, it's a little bit cringe. Like, oh, look at this guy, he's trying to be someone he's not. Do you know what I mean?
You know how you combat that though?
Yeah.
You build status in other ways where people can't deny the fucking reality of that.
Yeah,
If you walk into a room, bro, you got your chest up and you're confident, you're looking at people. You got a good body, you got good fucking hair, like you look very groomed. But people can't look at you and say that's fake. You know? That's ultimate confidence for me.
What about your physique, bro? Because you have an insane physique. We were rolling around yesterday. You had your shirt off, and like women were just fucking oogling you like crazy, you know, crazy. Like it was like, oh, handsome man, you know.
Falang.
How's your bodybuilding journey gone? Because I know a lot of guys watching this, they're going to be looking to build a fucking sweet physique as well. I am as well, bro. Please tell me. You're on trend, aren't you, bro? You're on trend.
Yeah, man. Okay, this is actually, for me, it's simple, but to other people it's not. I've always just had like that fucking mindset of if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna fucking do it. And for my body, it was just, it's something in me. It's like a filtration system or some shit. When I really set my intention and mind on something, any potential blockages or fucking impediments, I just naturally just fucking RKO them out of nowhere, bro. I just literally fuck them off. And I can't explain like where that has come from within me. But in terms of like building my body, just training like a monster, bro. Going through a lot of depression, anxiety, kind of using that, like transmuting that energy into my gym, just eating clean. It's just general advice, but the thing that I can't explain is like how my soul, the little data points that have got me to my body now and my mindset now, I can't explain because it's internal. Like it's just like
I've noticed with you, like healthy, decision making, and especially when it comes to food, it's just completely like AFK to you.
Yeah.
It's like you like I see French fries. I'm like, oh yeah, cool, French fries. You are literally like, it's literally not an option. Like yesterday we went to a restaurant, and you wanted grilled chicken. They didn't have grilled chicken, and she was like, oh, just get fried chicken. You're like, no fucking way. And then you spent another like 2 minutes going through the menu trying to find something which was healthy, and then you just ended up having like some boiled chicken.
Yeah.
It's like, it would have been so easy in that moment to like just go, yeah, you know, I'll just have some fried chicken. Oh, I deserve it. Literally, like it's not even, that blows my fucking mind because that's something I really struggle with. How do you get to that stage?
How do I get to that stage? People say discipline, and they kind of merge that with consistency. So I think that's kind of the overall concept, but I don't want to give you that blanket statement of like, yeah, just discipline, man, like just discipline.
Are you smoking your cigar backwards?
Nah.
Why is the sticker up there?
It's just there. I just pulled it.
Oh, you pulled it up?
Yeah. I wanted to make it cozy, bro, just have it chilling. Every time I pull it down, it starts unraveling at me, so I just stopped doing it.
Are you sure you lit it the right way?
Yeah, everyone says, Luke says that all the time, bro. Like, I cut it at the top, because that's like at the top.
Yeah.
And then I light it there, and then Luke's always like, bro, you're lighting it the wrong way. I'm like, bro, I'm not.
So you cut it where the sticker was, and then you moved the sticker up?
Yeah.
Why'd you do that? Because the sticker holds it in place.
I'm just like, subconsciously like moving it.
Just wanking it off.
Yeah, bro. What pinky, bro, I'm talking.
Sorry, bro. Okay. How does someone get to that point, Plant? Because I am actually like, I want to get to that point. I actually really do.
You have it though. We have everything we need internally, bro. Like it's just manifesting it into reality. That's how I see it. Like everything is already set. We're just waiting for our expectations to meet reality. You already have that. Like if you visualize now, you can see like who you could be. So you have an element of having that. It's just having these like set points of where you can, you know, make that actually reality.
So when you were much skinnier, were you able to like visualize yourself as a big, bulky, fucking tank-looking guy?
Yeah, bro. I used to like play Left 4 Dead, and you know that massive tank, bro. I used to just visualize a tank on my face, Photoshop on him.
That's on your fucking visualization board.
That's the only thing, just take up the whole space.
Okay, well, man.
But yeah, we had that story. We were speaking last night about visualization. I think I've always been like a very visual person. Like, I'll listen to music for hours, just like visualizing. Like, I don't know if people can relate to that, but
I know for a fact Hamza was big on that as well.
yeah.
Hamza used to like just sit and watch music videos and like really like just delve deep on the music videos and like what could they mean and shit. Like these, not like a normal shitty like Cardi B music video, but like these like ones which are artistic and open to interpretation. He would like just fully like just zone into them. To be fair, I think that was when he was in uni and he was like smoking a bunch of weed and shit.
Yeah, bro, I'll do it.
He was actually just monging out like,
yeah,
whoa.
I was like looking at the clouds. I was like, I saw a star, but I saw 10 of one star, and like it's funny how like when you do things like that, you have to question: is it opening up you to like another reality, or is it just fucking up your brain? You know. And for me, it kind of dissects shit when. If you have some type of like stimuli, like let's say weed, for example, this is why people do it a lot. If you watch a YouTube video without weed, maybe if you got like the conscious self-awareness enough, you can dissect it. But I feel like if you do use something like that, you really see like start piecing shit together. Like it really does something to your brain. But I think getting as close to that as you can in reality without having stimulation from other shit, I think that's very important. Like making that a goal, not a goal, but actually putting in conscious effort to that. That's what I've noticed too.
You mentioned earlier like anxiety and depression. I haven't actually explored this too deeply with you. Obviously, I'm like super fucking vocal about like my struggles with that. Like I was wondering if you would like be open to sharing some of your struggles with the boys. Maybe they can relate and you give some advice and shit.
Yeah, man, easy. So I wouldn't say it's like a dark cloud, but rather that everything's dark. Like it's a dark reality. Kind of like fucking Stranger Things, bro, when they all go on the upside down. It's just dark and like red and ominous as fuck. Like that's the only way I can really explain like what kind of going on. But for some context, it was in school where it kind of surfaced. Like I was always anxious getting escorted to class by like a teacher and shit. Like not even being able to do that on myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was deep. It was deep, bro.
What were you anxious about? If you could point at one thing, I understand that like there's not always something you point at. It's just the general fucking dread of anxiety. Like sometimes I get you, but
I think it was just self-conscious. Like I programmed myself through like media and shit to have this expectation of myself at a young age, and I still do it in some degree in terms of like financial, business and stuff like that, and physique. But I think I just added so much pressure to myself where I just pushed myself past the point of even like, understanding what was going on. So I just defaulted state into anxiety. That's kind of what happened.
But where does that disassociation begin at, if you could guess?
Bad habits. That's all I can really think. Gaming. I was gaming a lot.
What age was this?
15 to 20 was rough as fuck.
So at 15 you were getting escorted from class to class?
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Escorted, bro.
Damn.
One story too. It'd get that overwhelming. I would have to like leave the classroom and go into like a little box full of like other kids. I just felt like I don't know how to say this without sounding like a dickhead, but I just felt like I don't know how to say it, man, without debasing other people. I just felt like I should not be in a room with these people. Like, I'm not that type of person, man. Like I know what I'm capable of doing. I just struggling to do it in reality, and that was very hard, man. No, like knowing what you want, but not able to actually. Can't even touch it. I can't even explain. I can't even feel the sense of what it's like to touch it, let alone touch it. You know, that was hard as fuck.
What do you mean by that?
So it's like you have the reality of where you are and where you want to be, and when you visualize, you kind of like feel touching it, seeing it, feeling it. It's like that gets dampened to a point where you can't even experience visualization to a point where you're having it, because you can't even have it in reality, let alone visualize it anymore. And that's how it was for me. It kind of dampened my visualization aspect of it.
So do you think a fair bit of your anxiety was from like expectations you put upon yourself that you weren't meeting?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, that's cool, man. I didn't know that.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, it's not, I mean, it is cool, but it's not cool, you know?
Yeah, it's so cool, bro.
Bro, that's so sick, man.
Like, sick as fuck.
You were anxious and depressed, bro. That's awesome.
Easy.
What about the depression side then? Because I find that they usually come hand in hand. Like,
They do.
you can be depressed because you're anxious. Like, you're not, like, comfortable in your own skin, therefore you are, like, depressed. Do you think they came hand in hand as well? Or, like, did you have other reasons to be depressed?
It was never a certain thing why I got depressed.
Mm.
It just kind of happened. I think it was like the compound effect, but in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
Playing games,
Yeah.
eating junk food, all that stuff kind of. Then one day, it was kind of like one day I just woke up and I was like, I feel like shit, man.
Mm.
Then after that day, it was just the next day, it was just a cycle.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was for me.
Yeah, you just need to be like slightly behind in life when you're younger, like a little bit introverted, maybe a little bit autistic or whatever, and then you find yourself in this like incredibly negative feedback loop, and like slowly your self-esteem is chipped away, and eventually you're just like a fucking husk of a person, like just like playing fucking video games for 12 hours a day, like disassociating in class. Did you have any friends?
Yeah.
Yeah. What were they like?
They was just contributing to my overall decline. Now I really look at it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't their fault because we was all just on the same frequency. So it wasn't their fault. It was, I just take responsibility like it was me.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
like energy attracts like energy. So I was just fucking bouncing this negative energy around like I was playing ping pong or some shit. It was just never ending.
Mm. Yeah, I found the same as well. I was sort of psyoped into like this idea of like, yeah, bro, don't stick up for yourself, no need, just be the bigger man and walk away, man. Like it's very, very feminine. It's like the byproduct of like being raised by women. Like I only had women in my household. And it's like, yeah, women don't actually have to sort of face the reality of like, yeah, that like violence is like genuinely like at the underlying of every interaction we have. And it's like, no, don't worry, man. Like women just, they don't get that. Like even recently I was speaking to my mom and she was like, I was actually discussing this idea of like be the bigger man. She was like, yeah, I said it in one of my videos and she watched my video. She was like, yeah, Sam, I don't really agree with like the violence part. You shouldn't hit people. I was like, Mom, you could never understand. Like, no, at some point, if someone is impeding on your space, they're not respecting your values, your morality, they're not respecting you. You've literally just got to fucking punch them in the face, and then usually they stop. And if they don't stop, then you just punch them again. Honestly, bro,
Yeah,
it's like
use your feet, bro.
Yeah.
Use your head.
Yeah, it's a complete fucking psyop to men. Like, yeah, guys, don't worry, you don't have to be violent. Just continue to have your self-esteem slowly chipped away over numerous years until you have a fucking mental breakdown in college, and then you become a shut-in and you get no bitches for your entire life. And like, it's terrible, because how could you possibly respect yourself as a man if you're constantly having your self-esteem chipped away and you're doing precisely zero about it? Tell the teacher. What the fuck's the teacher gonna do?
It's not an accident though. You need to think why. Why are they making it so more men are feeling that way?
Yeah, yeah.
It's very precise, bro. The people who are doing this, whatever the fuck they are, they know what they're doing. This has been planned for decades, bro, and we're just seeing it now surface.
Yeah, and it's
insane.
also like teachers are just generally like just feminine as well. Like they're usually like
It's fucking.
they're
gay,
either
bro.
women or they're men who are basically fucking women. Like I had like one teacher who I fucked with in my school. One teacher, and that was my IT teacher. I can't remember his name now, but he was a G. He was a G. But everyone else like just either didn't give a shit or they're just super feminine. Like, and these are the people that I'm learning from. And then at the same time, I don't have like a dad in the household because like numerous reasons. But like generally speaking, the dad is being like constantly under attack. Like it's very feminine.
You know what's impressive though? Like you're saying to me, I didn't have like a father role, but then you've created yourself into an actual man.
Hamza played a really big part in that, bro.
Yeah.
Hamza came into my life and offered me a really good sense of masculine guidance, and very grateful for that, because men do need mentors who are like ahead of them. I recently started speaking to a guy on this island, really cool guy called Tony. He's like 50 50 plus, I think. I'm not entirely sure of his age, but 40, 50, something like that. Older, wiser man, you know. And the good thing about Tony is that he's very like selfless. He gains like, and you find this with older, wiser guys as well. Like they just find innate, you know, pleasure in speaking to younger guys and sharing off their knowledge. There's a saying, I can't remember what it is, but like these older, wiser guys, they love to like spread their knowledge and their information. And I've been struggling with a few things in the last few weeks. And I gave him a call. I was like, bro, you know what, man? I don't know if you've got some time for me, but I'd really love your opinion on some shit. And straight away he gives me a call, and we have like such a fantastic conversation for like 2 hours. He's just spitting game to me non-stop. And I'm like, wow, man. Men need that. They need that so fucking bad.
That's true, man. Sometimes you need to be led so then you can transform yourself into a leader. And I think that was the case, what you're saying to me, like with the people in your life. And it's the same for me too. I can't really say it's anyone in the physical. My mentors were digital, like YouTube videos, watching even people like Hamza, Eman, Luke Belmar, like even Tate. Like people shit on all these people, but they've kind of changed my internal guidance system to actually develop myself into a man. What's kind of crazy, I've noticed, if you take on someone else's vocabulary, let's say you take on Tate's vocabulary, speak the way he speaks, you get your energy rises to his level. Maybe it's not on par with him, but then if you do that from so many people on a long enough time horizon, your identity starts changing. Yeah. And that can be really powerful, man.
Yeah. I remember I went off the deep end with like Tate a little bit. Like I fucking...
We all have, bro. We all have, bro.
Doing the fucking hand signs and shit. It's probably the reason why I started smoking cigars as well. But I just genuinely I really like smoking cigars. It's super chill. Have awesome conversations when I smoke cigars. So as long as you're not fucking, you know, smoking them every day, you should be fine. But
the reason I started cigars, bro.
Okay, the cycle continue, bro.
The reason I started cigars, 3 coffees a day, nicotine, bro.
Knowing Tate as I sort of do parasocially, I almost guarantee you that Tate has a fuck ton of shares in cigars. That would be a very Tate move, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because
that would
since,
actually.
Like, how many guys have started smoking cigars since Tate? Crazy.
Hundreds
Anyway,
of thousands, bro.
Yeah, I went off the deep end with Tate a little bit. I started to like mimic him way too much, and the problem is with that, I'm not Tate. I have a very like unique message to spread, and my message doesn't get spread in the way Tate spreads his message. Like, you're broke if you watch Star Wars, you know. Like, it's so funny, and Tate can get away with it because he's fucking Tate.
Yeah.
But I am not. So I found myself mimicking Tate a little bit, like, too much. I am a bit of a mimicker in that sense. Like, one of my best personality traits is just how like coachable I am and how I pick shit up. But it kind of served as a double-edged sword with Tate, because I feel like for a while I mimicked him too much and I just turned people away. And I found that quite a lot of people were doing that at the same time as well. Like, just this very abrasive extra personality, and I feel like that's how they have to spread a positive message through their social medias and their personal brands. And you still see guys doing this to this day. Like, guys who just like, bro, you are like a wholesome, you know, older brother figure. Why the fuck are you speaking like that? Why are you posing with like a bunch of women? Like, it's super cringe. It's really unnecessary. It's such a shame that guys fall down there, but it's a hard learning lesson. I learned it. I think I turned a lot of people away from me through that as well. And then I probably got like a bunch of guys who like, oh yeah, this is awesome, man. But I don't think they're the type of people I need to help. You know?
Yeah, interesting point, bro. When you're saying to me about you someone who kind of mirrors other people's personalities, do you think that's because of what you said about a lack of like a father figure? Because for me, I think that is the case for me.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, I've always been like that. I remember when I was younger, I was watching YouTubers like PewDiePie. I'd literally watch PewDiePie playing like fucking Lucifer and shit like that, fucking Amnesia. And I started to pick up his personality traits. I started to laugh like him.
It's like bro fisting everyone you see, bro.
Literally, bro. I started to like laugh like him. I did that quite often. I noticed that quite often. Whoever I was like obsessively watching at the time, I'd literally pick up their laugh. I'd start laughing exactly like them. It's really interesting how that works. I don't know if like that's normal.
Crazy as fuck. I know I can relate to that fully.
Yeah?
Really,
okay.
I can relate to that fully.
Yeah, maybe it's not as weird as I thought then. But yeah, I think generally speaking, like young men would mimic their fucking fathers.
They would.
Yeah, but now the father figure has just been like completely fucking fucked and
Fucking hell,
chastised and like we're fucking going on YouTube and watching PewDiePie instead,
Bro. You're not going to be the man you want to be watching PewDiePie, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's a necessary part of the journey.
Yeah, just bro fisting everyone's necessary, bro. I've actually got the gayest video ever when I did like Omegle. I was doing. It's actually so funny you bring up PewDiePie. The title of the video is bro fisting people on Omegle.
No way.
I'm not joking, bro. I'll literally show you proof after this. If I can find the channel. And I was like doing bro fist to people on Omegle, trying to get as many fists as I can. My brother was editing it, like doing a tally chart, and I got like 5, and I was like, yes, bro, I got like bro fist on Omegle.
People are gonna find that now. They're gonna go find it now. Oh
Funny
boy,
as
mate,
fuck.
I've got some awful videos back in the day, because I went through a phase of like watching Yogscast a lot. I don't know if you know Yogscast.
Two people.
Yeah. Well, it's actually an organisation, but I watched Lewis and Simon quite often. And there's other guys, there's Sips and Shin, who I watched a little bit as well when they collaborated, but I think one of them ended up being a pedophile, as far as
I was a big Smosh guy, bro.
Oh,
I love
bro,
Smosh.
my girlfriend loves Smosh.
Yeah,
Fucking,
Smosh is sick.
yeah. She still watches it sometimes for nostalgia. Yeah, I don't watch Smosh, really. By the way, guys, if you can hear bugs, we're in the middle of the jungle off the Gulf of Thailand, so
Yeah.
don't worry about that.
We're detached from reality right now, man.
Yeah, but I used to watch Yogscast, fucking Lewis and Simon. They were playing like Minecraft, and they did like these adventure series, like Shadow of Israel, it was called. And basically, they made this story up in game, but it was really believable. I thought it was the actual game, you know, but it's actually just them planning it. There's like they made their own characters and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, this is the best game ever. I can just load it up and create my own story, my own reality, and then just start playing it. And then I was like, I want to be like that. I want to be like that so bad. So then, but I didn't have a good enough PC, so I'd play on my mom's fucking laptop, and I'd be like trying to record it like fucking 5 FPS. Like it's just like completely unusable footage, but I tried anyway.
So
And then Minecraft Xbox 360 edition was announced, and I was gassed, bro. I was playing all of the indie rip-offs. There's like an indie arcade market on Xbox 360. Bring that back, man. What the fuck, man? Gaming is so dead nowadays, by the way. But there was like this indie arcade, and people made like rip-offs of Minecraft, and my two favorites were Castle Miner Z and Total Miner Forge. I won't talk about Castle Miner Z a bit. Total Miner Forge, I had the second most highest rated map of all time. I made this like map where you have to like do puzzles and parkour and shit, and I got, bro, this is like status 101, bro.
You've been waiting for this moment, bro.
Swear down, bro. It's literally like everyone watching this, that the boys who played Total Miner Forge, they're gonna be like, holy shit, this guy's a G. I had the Golden Knight skin, which is like you can only get it if your map gets over like 500 5-star ratings or something like that. So I was rolling around with like, I was just the fucking
But you had
king.
social proof, bro.
Bro, I was the fucking king. I was so much status. How funny is that though, how games offer you that level of status? Same with COD, like, oh yeah, I have fucking diamonds. Well, that guy's got diamond skins, this guy's so cool. Reality is like, he's fat. He's fat and his mouth breathing. And he's wasted so much of his time getting that status in the game, when if he used it in the real fucking world, he could actually walk around and gain tangible status. Because like, you get diamond skins on COD, and then the next year the new COD comes out and it means nothing.
Yeah, but bro, do these people even have the capabilities to fucking go from the digital leveling up of character to the, in reality, physical leveling up of character?
They can, because I did it. And so did you.
I know they can, but do they? That's the question.
Well, that's the question. Yeah, and the problem is a lot of these guys, they're not even willing to take the first step, which is to admit that playing video games isn't a productive use of my time. They cope with it. They're like, yeah, but like I work really hard, and then I go home and I play an hour, man. Like it's not that deep, bro. And then like sure, you play that hour. Yeah, you play that hour, but then like your brain is hijacked from the stimulation that you've just fucking given it for like the next fucking 4 or 5 hours after playing it. Your whole day is just fucking done. Like video games for me, since video games, like, they're not even an option for me anymore. Like, they're not on the... I have a fucking Nintendo Switch in my house. Like, it's invisible to me. It's not even fucking there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As soon as you are battling the idea of, like, should I play my Nintendo Switch or should I sit down and do my boring, tedious work? It's not that boring, but, like, it... compared to playing a fucking Switch, where it's like, oh, yeah, I could literally just achieve shit within fucking 5 to 10 minutes on the Switch, or I could sit down and do this work for, like, 4 hours. And then maybe in 6 months' time, I might get some fucking progress or whatever. Like, of course, you can't compete with the Switch. You just fucking can't. So it can't even be like an option in your brain. But people can't get to that point because they literally just don't take step zero, which is like, yeah, I shouldn't play video games. That isn't a good use of my time. But Sam, it increases my fucking reaction speed, bro. But Sam, I'm gonna become a Twitch streamer. I'm gonna make a load of money, bro. Look at Twitch streamers. They are the most miserable, depressed losers.
Yeah.
You could look at XQC. Like, he's in golden handcuffs. Like, he gets paid, he makes his living for being a fucking retard. For being a retard, and he sits there on stream for like 14 hours a day. He's skinny as fuck, he's unhealthy, and he's constantly being berated by people in the chat. You don't want that life, bro.
No, you're selling your soul, bro. Like,
it's
you can sell your souls
terrible.
in different ways. There's people do it in the music industry, even fitness. Like, any way you can just trade in your morals and values. You just sell your soul, and that's so important for me. And a lot of, like, when we was talking about earlier about what I do, the business I do, that's kind of my thought process behind that. Was I look at what everyone is doing, the way they're talking, the way they're vocalizing, their energy, intention and shit like that, and I was just like, I don't want to operate my life in that way, two, my business in that way. So it wasn't even a choice. It just felt right internally to exaggerate who I am. That, you know, sometimes circumstances happen to show you who you are, and I think that's very important in life. And I'm very grateful everything, the way it's all planned out, the little blueprint. It's fucking, it's mad. I've got some. It's quite hard to actually speak about the past because there's a part of me inside which like cuts it off. Because before it was very. The spotlight was on it. It was very clear in my mind of what was going on. Even if I thought about it in a depressed state, if I get myself into a depressed state, I can clock in on them thoughts again and really tune into them. But I think now, because I've elevated my frequency, my energy, my mindset as well, build strength with that. It's kind of crazy how I can't even get myself into that point. We spoke about some shit, like some mad shit happened like the last 3-4 weeks. I could have easily slipped into that. But like you're saying, with leveling yourself up in a game, I feel like I've leveled myself up to a point where I won't even allow that to happen anymore, which is very important.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because like I've found myself getting a little bit depressed over the last week or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I feel like a component of that has been like with the nature of my work, I don't have to, but if I want to be effective and good at what I do, I need to tune into how I felt, you know? So I've talked about this before, but like I do make a very conscious effort to like tune into how I felt and what I went through, you know, when I was like deep in the fucking trenches. Like I listen to my old music, my fucking Little Peeps and shit, my Juice WRLDs and that, bro. And I just sit there and I sit in it, you know, and that allows me to like speak far more effectively to the guys who need it on camera, which is a very unique part of my you know, purpose, my job, what I'm trying to achieve. I went off the deep end with it. Like it's weirdly comfortable there. Feels familiar, you know. I spent so long there. I think I went too far in, and I found myself getting very fucking depressed. Like I was joining Discord servers and just sort of sitting there like I used to, watching guys play League. I didn't play myself, but I was watching them play League. I was watching them like fucking doom scrolling TikTok and shit, and it fucked me up, man. Fucked me up really bad. Like I went from like, because my life's fucking awesome now. Like if I was to tune into like how my life is now, like it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But I consciously choose not to, but then I just did it too fucking much and it fucked my brain up.
You know what it is, bro? It's frame. Like before, let's say the analogy of traveling somewhere, you're on a train. Before you on a train and you stop at fucking Depression Land and you stop there. Now you pass it. The stop's not even there. But maybe the stop's there and you can visit it and tune into that. But you don't want to get to a point where you stop there, get off that fucking train and like really change your whole energy to that point.
I think that's important, and like I'm saying about developing yourself as a character, it gets easier to do that. Like you can visit your old thought patterns, listen to that music, tune into that, and you don't stay there and just let it fucking engulf
I weirdly
you.
have to use discipline to get myself out again.
Yes.
It's like, okay, Sam, this is enough now. Because again, it's weirdly fucking comfortable. Like it's
is, bro,
familiar.
it's
It's so
dangerous.
familiar to me. You know, it's like, but it fucking leads to very fucking dark places. So it might be a loaded question, but what's
Ready, bro?
what's the lowest you've been in your life?
Yeah, bro. When I was 18, that was rough.
Like if you could pinpoint like one event which has like fucked you up, and then how you responded to that.
Yeah, that's clear. Yeah. So it was after school. I didn't do my exams and all that shit. And you know what our environment's like? We're programmed by people to be like, yeah, get this job. Or what are you gonna do? And it's all that shit. I had no GCSEs, so I was just playing fucking like games in my room. That was it. Didn't leave. Drinking like sugar, energy drinks all day. And my parents were constantly like trying to look for like normal jobs in factories and shit. I had a job in a factory, literally like drilling fucking steel.
Yeah.
And I remember doing that, bro. I'm like looking around, like, why the fuck am I here? But the thing what's crazy to me, why did I deserve to like have that thought of why am I here? Like, why was that in me, like innate, bro? Because in every single other parameter, I deserve to be there. In my mind, I was like, no, I should not fucking be here. Why the fuck am I here? And not in a judgmental way. If I wasn't looking at these people, like, oh yeah, you're a waste. No, don't do that. That's elitist mindset. Don't do that shit. But it was having everyone trying to program me, and then I had that thought in my head of where I want to be, but then it was getting dampened by every single time someone gave me a new input of their perspective. Every time someone gave me a new input of their perspective, like, you should go to college, you should get a job, you should get an apprenticeship. Then I was questioning myself, like, okay, fuck, maybe they're right, maybe I'm just a waste of fucking time. And that was it. I got out of it with gym, simple. I literally remember the fucking day when I just clicked. I was like, because I was going to the gym from like 16, but was not consistent. I was eating on McDonald's and shit. I looked like an absolute blob of shit, bro, honestly. Literally a blob. I'm not even joking, man. And one day I was just actually stuck to my word and said, I'm going to wake up at this time. It was in lockdown. The most transitional period of my life was lockdown. Because it was like comfortable to me. Oh, everyone's locked in. That's good. I can just be inside my bedroom. That's where I love to be. And then I just, something clicked. I just thought, okay, I feel like dog shit right now. This is not good. And I'm very spiritual with how I feel, like my energy and shit. And I had like, people call it another voice, but I think it's just your higher self like talking to you. And I was just communicating with myself in the open. And I remember getting angry. Why the fuck am I allowing myself to like have this life? I know I can do more. I've always known that innately, even when I was a child. Why am I settling for this shit? And I kind of experienced this on a surface level a few weeks ago when all that mad shit was going on. I tuned into it and I was just transmuted it in a way where I didn't allow myself to fuck myself up, because before I actually fucked myself up with it. And that's back to your question, my darkest point, because I just spiraled after that. Because I just couldn't stick to anything, and I was just so dampened in every way. That was hard for me, man. And I went to college because I listened to my parents. That's what I meant, like, I actually listened to their input.
Yeah.
It wasn't their fault, they were just literally trying to guide me. I'm grateful they actually tried to pull me out, because everyone saw my potential, and I was in a point where I couldn't even see it. I was blind to it. And then I started doing these little things like college. I was 18 when I went back to college, got my GCSEs and all that shit. Went to uni at 21. Yeah, I was in college for 2-3 years. And went to uni, getting quite weird, bro, like tuning back into these memories, by the way. Like, I haven't done this in a while, so my brain's going everywhere.
Are you good, bro?
Yeah, bro, I'm good. Fucking beast. Beast. Well, yeah, it's just the transition of it was from literally all the way, like in the trenches, as you say, to I didn't have anyone to pull me out in the physical. That was the hardest part for me. It was all YouTubers and all that shit. That was kind of how I got pulled out of it. But that was the darkest part, going through that 3 to 4 year period of people trying to program me, and I'm knowing internally, like, no, fuck this, man, fuck this. But I didn't have the strength to, like, or knowledge to change that. I was stuck. That's the biggest thing for me, is when you know what you are capable to achieve, but reality cannot give it to you right now because you're not the man capable of handling that right now. That was like torturous for me because I didn't understand it.
Yeah, I can relate to that because like I had like a fucking mental breakdown about 9 months into my first year of college. Literally just like manically fucking crying and shit before I go to college this one morning. And then I literally just fucking dropped out on the spot, bro. Like, my mom came downstairs. It's like, why are you crying, Sam? Like, and I was like, well, my shoe doesn't fit. Because that was literally just the fucking last straw. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was at the edge, and then like I bought these new shoes, and they just didn't fit quite.
Oh,
and
you meant literally?
Literally.
I thought you meant like the college didn't.
Literally.
Oh shit.
Literally.
Okay,
like,
fuck.
swear to God, it was the final straw. Like, you know, I just fucking had enough, and I bought this new pair of shoes, and I put them on in the morning, getting ready to go to college, and they just didn't quite fit. And I literally just broke, just fucking manically crying. And, you know, my mom comes downstairs, and she's like, okay, well, something's not right here. And then didn't go to college, got diagnosed with anxiety and clinical depression. Clinical.
Did you ever take medication?
I did.
Me too.
I was on antidepressants.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I was not happy about it though.
Yeah, I was so hesitant to take that pill, and then everyone was programming me like,
Which one did you take?
Fluoxetine, is that right?
Yeah,
Fluoxetine.
okay. Yeah, I took sertraline.
Yeah.
But I got to a point where I was so dark, and like I was like a threat to myself. And my mom was like, Sam, you've a thing, you've really got to go on. And obviously I was just a fucking NPC at that point, so I couldn't really make decisions for myself anyway. And you know, for better or worse, I went on to antidepressants. I mean, you know, they might have saved my fucking life, because what they did was they just leveled me out. Like, this is baseline, this is neutral, right? I just spent all of my time while on those meds about here, you know, just a bit lower than neutral.
Yeah.
I'd have little downs and I'd have little ups. I could never feel happy. I could never feel I want to fucking die. I was always just like sad, you know? So maybe they saved my life.
That's deep, bro.
Because I fucking, you know, there was times where I wanted to kill myself. Like, there was a time where I fucking went downstairs one night. I'd torture myself every night, honestly. I just fucking just sat there playing video games until like 5 a.m. because I knew for a fact if I went to bed, I would lie there and I'd just go insane in my brain. So I'd like literally just play until I was completely and utterly exhausted, and then I'd go to bed, and then I'd sleep. I'd go to sleep watching like a YouTube video, like a dopamine video, just so I never used my fucking brain.
It's scary though when you really think about it, because we talk about like stimulation and shit. You would literally like pre-exhaust your dopamine receptors with like YouTube. Then you go into heavily playing games, and then you'd like post-exhaust yourself again because you just want to sedate yourself with any fucking stimulation.
Yeah, if I spent any amount of time present, I would become a danger to myself. That's how bad it was for me. So I fucking, from the moment I woke up, I would roll out of bed, turn my PC on, first thing, and then as my PC was turning on, I'd put some clothes on, and then I'd immediately join a Discord server where there's some guys sat there like playing fucking World of Warcraft or whatever.
There's always someone in a fucking Discord server.
There's always someone,
bro.
yeah, there's always someone
in there.
And then, you know, that's it. I spent my entire day, like, zero presence, because I was just so unbelievably uncomfortable in my own skin and in my own mental state. I can't remember the point I was making out of. Do you remember? You said you were, like, getting programmed all the time and new inputs and shit. I had that. Well, I couldn't have that because I was in a state where all responsibility was sort of taken away from me. It's like, oh, well, Sam, you're depressed, you're anxious, you can't do anything. So people didn't actually bother me too much with that shit. Obviously, I got some of it, like, because when you're in the UK, single mother, and you're in college, you're in education, you get, like, the parent, the mother gets, like, benefits for your kid being in education. Because I had to drop out, she lost that. So I had to, like, go on a different benefit for, like, you know, mentally ill people. So I had to, like, jump through a bunch of hoops, like, oh, is he really mentally ill? Like, they just make you jump through hoops because they don't want you, like, farming cash. But fucking genuinely needed it, but I had to jump through these hoops. I'm like, yeah, some of that was like, yeah, Sam, like, you should try get a job and shit like that. Like, I remember people were trying to put me in, like, soul-sucking shit. Kind of like how you said, the factory job. But I was, like, incapable. Or at least I thought so, and everyone else around me thought so. So I actually had the blessing of, like, having time to myself with minimal inputs to sort of deprogram my mind. And I find that to be insanely invaluable, and that's probably the main sort of justification for that period of time as to why I'm grateful for it. I'm so grateful for it because it allowed me to deprogram. Because if things were just a little bit better for me, and I didn't want to fucking kill myself, and I didn't have that mental breakdown, like, I would have continued through college, and I obviously would have been AFK. Yeah, I'll go to uni. And with my personality type, I would have went hard on drugs. And I did have a period of time when I went hard on drugs, but that was at about 22 years old. I had like 9 months where I just got into like the wrong crowd and started doing fucking drugs every weekend. But then I kind of speed ran my drug addiction phase, you know, compared to other guys. There's still guys my age now who I went to school with who are doing fucking ketamine and Weatherspoons as we speak, most likely.
Yeah.
But I you know, if I went to university, I don't have a clue where I would have been, because I would have been like, wow, NPC life path, super unconscious, fucking drugs, casual sex, no idea where I would have been. So I'm actually very grateful for things being that bad for me, and for the fact that I saw the depths of the trenches that hard, because it actually like stripped away all chances of me having the normal NPC life path. And I could actually like sort of deprogram myself in my own weird way, and I could have deprogrammed myself a lot quicker if I wasn't constantly stimulating myself, of course, but at the same time, like, I forgive myself for that because I didn't know any better. So
that's a very important point you make about the paradigm of like speed as well. You're saying like you speed run like your drug addiction. I've kind of had that with like casual sex as well. I've never been that guy who just goes out and fucks and shit. But I had some time after my ex where I just went on a fucking
bit of a
dog
rampage.
spree, bro.
Yeah, I get you, bro.
But like when I was doing it, I was like, this is shit, bro. It's like 2 or 3 weeks where I did it. I was like, nah, fuck this. Like, this is actually terrible. And it's so important to establish who you are for yourself. Like you're saying, you sped on your drug addiction. Do you think that's because you knew inherently that this is just fucked up and it isn't you anyway? And you're trying to mirror someone else's personality?
No,
okay,
I actually don't think so. I think, oh bro, it happens very sneakily, you know. So I was like 22.
Perception.
I was 22, and I was like, you know, working with Hamza at this point. Hamza was offering me some like masculine guidance, and I was like in my sort of struggler stage of self-development. Like, I kind of know what I need to do, but everything's so fucking hard. You know, a lot of the guys watching this, I might be able to relate to that. But yeah, Hamza said to me like, Sam, you should try and, you know, make some friends. I was like, yeah, okay, that's cool, that's a good idea. I don't know how to make friends. I don't even know how to make eye contact with people. I don't make friends.
That shit's hard, bro.
So I messaged some old school friends. Well, the closest I had to friends in school. It's like, they're good people, but at the same time, they lack integrity in the sense of like, if we were in a group surrounding, I would very quickly become just like a stepping stone, you know. Which is a shame, but I don't really blame them for that, because it's just a herd tribalistic mentality of those situations. Like, it's like prison, you know, it's very tribal.
Yeah, bro.
And I found myself being a dickhead and bullying people, even myself, and I really don't fucking think I have like a bad heart, but you
don't at all. But I've literally seen you in your most authentic state. I can see how you care about people.
Yeah, so even I found myself like sort of tribal mentality, like just being mean to people. And I actually, funny story, while I was going to my gym and I was like in my struggler stage, I actually saw a guy in my gym who I was quite mean to in primary school. In my last year of primary school, I was quite mean to him. And I straight up just went up to him. I was like, yo, bro, like, you know, it's really good to see you. It's really good to see you doing well, and you're in the gym and you're strong as fuck. And like, you know, I just wanted to apologize for fucking how I treated you in primary school, bro. That wasn't fucking cool of me. And then we just became like sort of, you know, acquaintance, decent friends in the gym. Sometimes we saw each other hit some weights and shit, like, and that was really nice. That was nice to be able to sort of like redeem myself like that in that sense. But even so, there's like a lot of people who I was like mean to for no reason, who I didn't get a chance to sort of apologize. Anyway, So these friends, I hit them up like, hey guys, like, you know, I've been kind of down bad. They knew, because funny thing with me as well, I used to use my social media as like a fucking journal for some. It's like it just cries for help, basically. I used to like fucking write paragraphs on my stories about how fucking terrible I felt and shit.
I was the guy on Snapchat asking who's awake, question mark, bro. That was me.
Yeah.
That was me,
Who's awake, bro? Yeah, I used to do it on Snapchat, yeah. Fuck, yeah, so they knew
if you
I
got
was...
Snapchat, delete that shit.
Yeah, it's fucking shit app.
So
oh my
gay.
God, so gay. Yeah, so they knew I was down bad, but I messaged them like, yeah, guys, I was wondering if you wanted to, like, meet up, you know, catch up, and they were like, yeah, you know what, bro, like, we've actually been thinking about you recently, let's meet up, bro. And then we went to, like, a bar, nothing crazy, a few drinks, played some like arcade game. It was like an arcade bar, and it was nice. It was nice. I was like, holy shit, I'm doing it. I'm out. I'm in a public social environment. I'm with friends. Holy shit. Had a few drinks, nothing crazy. Went home. Good time. Holy shit. And then I was like, okay, let's do that again. Go out again in like a week's time. And this is when I didn't realize at the time, but like the guys I was with, they were going off to the bathroom and they were doing ketamine while we were out.
Fuck.
And it's like we weren't partying. It was literally we were just in a pub. Like, we were just in a pub chilling, and they were doing ketamine. So it's like...
Wasn't even, like, the right environment.
No, it's not even, like,
really.
a party environment. It's literally like, no, I'm just doing ketamine because I want to do drugs, you know? And I didn't know it at the time because I was very, like... I didn't know shit about drugs. But then I look back at it now and realise what was happening. And then it's like, the next evolution is like, okay, let's go to a club. So they eased me into going out to a club. We went to like Pop World, which is like just the most normie white girl fucking club of all time in the UK. And then while we were there, I was having a great time. I was having a dance to some Taylor Swift, you know. I love having a little dance.
Enchantment, bro.
Some fucking tay, bro. And while I was there, they were like, yeah, Sam, like, you know, you should try a pill, bro. Like, try a pill. It's fucking really fun, man. You'll have a great time. And I was, like, super anti-drugs, which is, like, the most surprising thing. A lot of guys watching us, they'll be so fucking sure that they'll never touch a drug, like I was. And to that, I'd say, be fucking careful, right? Be careful, because I fucking just folded on that inhibition immediately. As soon as I got the opportunity, I was like, yeah, you know what, man, I'll try it. Like, I'll just try it one time, bro. Like, you only live once, bro. I want to see what it's like, you know. So I tried a pill. We went out to a club and we tried a pill, and quite frankly, it was like the fucking best fucking night of my entire life, because all of my dopamine and serotonin was just fucking dumped out of my brain, and I was so happy. I was so social. I've never been so social. I've had crippling anxiety, and I'm in this club just hugging everyone. I love you guys so much, man. And it felt like a fucking release. Like, holy shit, like, it's easy to socialize now. It's never been like this. Oh my God, it's amazing. And I remember leaving that club, and I didn't realize it while I was in there, but like, I actually had so much anxiety while on the pill, MDMA, ecstasy, that I had been picking at my finger the whole night, and my entire hand was bloody when I left the club. Like, I didn't realize, because I was so happy, I was picking the fuck. It's pure blood all over my hand. Bro. And I was like, holy shit, that's kind of wild.
Didn't even like notice it at all. Nope. That's like me with a cigar, bro. Like, I'm just like, my pinky just ravening it up, and you're just there like ripping your
just
fucking
ripping my hand,
off,
yeah. Fuck it, wow. And then, so that's a snowball. I went from not being able to socialize, being really awkward, to like suddenly, like, oh my God, it's so easy now. Now I'm on this pill. Oh my God. And I had such an incredible time, because that's what it's for, ecstasy.
Yeah.
It makes you ecstatic, you know?
To question that as well, like the way that labels are very precisely given, that is actually scary as well.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, like, it's called ecstasy.
Yeah.
Ecstasy, but it's not ecstatic to fucking do, bro. Like, in terms of what it actually does for you, in terms of can it benefit you, like, it's demonic. Like, it's crazy how the deception aspect of it names it as something good, but it actually just fucks you up in so many ways.
It's very simple. Like, what comes up must come down. So if you fucking you trade a week's worth of your happiness and fulfillment for one night of fun around fun people who are very authentic and legitimate, and this is a very authentic environment. Like,
they don't wear masks, bro.
I don't know how much of my interactions with people in those environments were actually authentic and not, and that's what upsets me. Like, even my friends I was going out with, like, they were on ketamine and I didn't even realize it. Then we go from, it very quickly snowballs, like, you know, from ecstasy to like, you know, oh, Sam, you want to try some ketamine, bro? Like, oh, you want to do some cocaine, bro? And yeah, that's how it happens.
Have you saw that short YouTube movie, The Odyssey? Have you watched that?
I can't recall it.
There's no like words being said, but it's like a 10-minute clip. I'll have to show it you later, bro. Anyone who's want to change your perspective, watch The Odyssey on YouTube. It's like a short cartoon thing, and it's showing you like people with masks and shit, and it's really going detailed into stuff. And when I watched that, bro, when you were talking to me about that, I immediately thought about that, the mask aspect and the hole in the chest, like no soul. That's very true, man, because it's a persona. And the reason to me why people get depressed, even though they're doing the drugs, I think is Chris Williamson said something like, a persona can't feel love, only praise. So like they're searching and seeking love, but they can't feel it.
Oh, interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's deep, bro. I fucking love Chris Williamson.
Yeah.
That guy is really, really wise, man. I'd love to be on Chris Williamson's podcast one day. I might put that on my fucking vision board. That would be awesome, speaking to that guy. Wow.
I can see you in a room with him, bro.
God, that'd be so cool, man. That'd be really cool. I'd love to like just hear some advice from him or something. Like, guy's just so wise.
I got a question for you. This is actually pretty introspective. So you're telling me that like Hamza was really big part in like developing your life and stuff and your character.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy to me? He had to develop himself fully first before he could be the proxy for you to develop yourself.
Not fully.
I mean, in a sense of like, I'm not sure of his story, but if he had like anxiety and all that shit, he had to overcome that to then give you the guidance so you can overcome your anxiety.
Yeah.
I find that really interesting with like the journey of someone's life, how they have to go through all this process just to be able to deliver you the value for you to go through that process too.
Yeah.
I think that's very interesting when you really dial it back.
Yeah. When I met Hamza, he was like in super autistic monk mode, like power leveling, like his mental health side of things, social skills as well, fitness. He was like just super locked in, and that was like insane to me because I didn't know the aspect of self-development. I didn't know that you had to consciously improve yourself. Because like it's so funny, like we talk about like getting raised by women, like women don't have to do that. They reach their like, you know, they reach 18 and they're already so innately valuable to the world, you know, because they're like
sexual market value as well.
Yeah, they're beautiful, they're fertile.
Yep.
Yeah, so that women they just exist and they sort of reach their peak, you know. And then like
just exist,
as a man, I'm like modeling myself after that, and it's like, well, buddy, you got a fucking rude awakening, bro. You got a rude awakening, bro. Yeah. No one gives a fuck about you until you build something out of yourself, man. And I guess that was there's been so many hard lessons learned in the last 4-5 years, really, continual. Even to this day, I'm still learning hard lessons, and I'm so grateful for it.
We're all learning, man.
Yeah.
That's what we forget sometimes, is that just because you see someone, they're kind of like where you want to be, they're still learning too. And I don't like that frame of looking at people and thinking, I want to be there like him. I want to just be where I'm meant to be and work towards that. And just know my capabilities as a man. That's very important for me, and sticking true to my values.
Yeah, there's a good saying, comparison is the thief of joy. And that really, really is true. Really true. But yeah, boys, I think we're going to wrap it up because it's fucking so hot.
Steak time, bro.
Yes, it's fucking steak time. But Plant, thank you so much for this fucking awesome conversation. And boys, Plant has started making his own YouTube videos now. I really strongly suggest you go check him out because he's got some really awesome, deep, spiritual stuff to say. I really enjoy watching your videos.
Appreciate you, bro.
What are you going for, like 3 or 4 videos a week? Yep. Awesome. Plant.
Love, bro.
Thank you so much. Take care, boys.
Thank you, everyone. See you, man.